dog doing?
I don't think it's just a dog.
You think there's a child out there?
Yeah. Yep, I do. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Are you?
Well, we could title this episode, Honey, Where's My Underwear? Or, Honey, How Do I Get Into My Phone? Or any number of hijinks-related topics, really.
You were mad apparently last night.
I was mad. So,
And blame the children. Yes.
yeah. So, I believe we've complained about it on the podcast before. But our children have a knack of finishing food down to the final few pieces. So for cereal, they'll leave 3 or 4 pieces so that they can say, with a clear conscience, I didn't finish it. I wasn't the last to eat it. So not enough for any other human to be satisfied by eating it, but just enough to have a moral victory that you didn't lose it, you didn't finish it. And then leave the empty container in the pantry for the next sucker to come along. So, excuse me. I rarely have cereal. But in our last grocery order, I got some Crispix, which, yeah, that's an old man fun cereal. I get it. But I was excited. I'm like, I'm going to have that. And last night was the night that I'm like, yep, I'm going to have a little Crispix. And I went, and the GD box was empty. And this is a late night snack. This is a late night trip to the pantry. Everybody was in bed already. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have a little Crispix. I stood there looking into this empty box, filling it with so much hatred for my children. Like, it was immediately brimming with anger and bad thoughts. And so, as any sane, rational parent would do, I grabbed the one snack the kids had requested, which was vegetable thins, and I polished off the final quarter of that box and angrily put the empty box back in the pantry because I knew the next day one of them was going to come up and try and pack some for lunch or have a snack, and they would feel what I was feeling with the Crispix.
And sure enough, Maya was so sad.
She was extremely sad.
She said she stared at the box for like 5 minutes because her crackers were gone.
Yes,
empty box.
Which last night, that was what I was going for.
Yeah.
Now, cut to earlier today. When I'm driving my lovely wife to the office and I relayed this conversation. I was so mad last night. I only wanted Crispix. And she sat there like a serial killer, stone-faced while I was telling this story. And it wasn't until I've completely finished it that she finally let slip that, well,
April Fools.
Wasn't the kids. It was me. I emptied your Crispix and put it in a container and hid it.
Well, I said Happy April Fools, first of all.
Yeah. And so I don't know why I keep coughing. So yeah, I then had to explain the last part of the story, which was the vegetable thins piece, and immediately could see my score of parent of the year dropping. Like I could hear it whistling. So we go about our day, pick Caroline up, come home, run a couple errands, walk in, and that's when we're met with the saddest teenager ever with no vegetable thins. But thankfully, I had bought more at the store to make up for it.
Because I said you should.
Yeah, but you would have let her ride too.
But okay, so I'm a prankster, which I don't get that other people don't do April Fool's pranks. I've asked so many people since, because it was what?
Saturday.
3 days ago?
Yeah.
4 days ago?
Yeah, 3-4 days ago.
Some of my pranks started Friday night. And I thought I just thought you were really good at no reaction. The only reaction I got was your socks and underwear.
Which was, where the hell are my socks and underwear?
Yeah.
Because, gentle listener, this was a sequel to last year. So it was Honey, Where's My Underwear Part 2. So I knew. I'm like, okay, well.
I do it pretty much every year. No, I do it every year. Last year was all your shoes. I dumped them in your laundry thing. Oh, maybe I did that.
You did both. And then you took the laundry thing of shoes and hid it. Yeah. Because it was in the garage.
No, it was in your laundry bin.
No, you took the laundry bin away.
Oh, okay.
I still, for the record, do not have shorts and t-shirts. Just so you know.
And
My
it's still missing
casual
half his
evening
clothes.
wear that I like to peruse around the estate is gone.
There am I. You got to find them.
No, April Fools is a finite time frame. Ha ha, prank happened. What you plan for pranks are these long extended. I'm going to inconvenience you until you find it. No, put saran wrap on the toilet. Put saran wrap at eye level in a doorway. So I walk in and I get all caught up and everybody laughs. You don't take a man's underwear and then go, good luck. Right?
Maya found her shoes within the day. Yeah, a lot of them, I was waiting. You didn't say anything about the Crispix. I'm like, he must have wanted them at some point. He bought them a few days ago. No, so that's your own fault for not wanting them until.
See, this is okay. This is classic abusive behavior here, everybody.
No.
She's blaming the victim.
I assumed you were just ignoring it so you wouldn't reinforce the awesomeness that my pranks bring. Because I love the reactions. I did a lot this year, so I locked you out of your phone. You just realized that yesterday.
No, I knew something was going on, but I confirmed it yesterday when I deliberately tried to get in, and the only person in the past 48 hours that had entered my phone and doesn't have my fingerprint was you. So that was a pretty quick fix of what's my phone number? What's the PIN number now? Oh, I made it an easy one.
Well, I didn't mess with your computer. You still haven't found shit. I've hidden other stuff that you still haven't found. So we're still waiting for that. I think that's it though. You got to find stuff, your Crispix. Oh, the Oreos. That was a good one.
That was hands down the grossest experience I've had recently. So first of all, my animal brain was going, this Oreo doesn't feel right. Why is this Oreo drooping? And I'm like, whatever. She said I could have an Oreo. Until I put it in, I'm like, man, this Oreo is really minty and kind of gross. I'm like, this is disgusting. At which point her and the little her start killing themselves laughing about the fact that, yes, they had replaced the inside fantastic part of an Oreo with mint toothpaste. But so, and then couldn't believe why I just spat them out because it's gross.
Willow ate hers, but she ate them like the day of. So you ate them like 3 days later. So that's why they're soggy.
Yeah, so we put the remainder back in, which was a small mix of normal and abnormal. And the next morning they were all gone. So one of our kids is down with minty Oreos.
I know.
Which is so gross because they were soggy.
Yeah.
They were soggy.
The day of they weren't. They were still crispy. By the time you got to them, they were soggy. You couldn't tell the difference between the Oreo ones and the toothpaste ones the day of. By the time you got to them, yeah, I could tell the difference the minute I picked them up.
Yeah, they drooped.
Yeah.
You pick them up and it was like a cartoon, boom, like a hot day.
My favorite one was Maya's though. But I planted that Friday night and it wasn't until Monday. I'm like, dude, have you not put on deodorant since Friday morning? So what I did is I scooped out her deodorant and I filled it with cream cheese. So it looked perfect. You mold it perfectly. It's beautiful. But boy, so that was Friday night, Monday morning, it reeked so bad. It was grody. But that was a good one. But
yeah, that one, had she not noticed and put it on and gone to school, that could have a lifetime of ramifications. Yeah. Like, it's old. It's old cheese pits coming. That would be her nickname.
She smelled it the minute she opened it. But that one backfired because I didn't use the right deodorant. I guess she doesn't like that kind. So.
And you were shocked that I don't use deodorant. Like, you quizzed me on that for like 10 minutes.
I know, because I was going to do the same thing to you. And I couldn't find any deodorant. I went to every drawer, anything.
And yet I smell great.
How do you? Yeah. So I'm baffled by how you smell good. But anyway, I don't get why people don't do April Fools. It's funny though, because people who don't know me know that I'm a prankster, if that makes sense.
No, that absolutely doesn't.
Okay, well, I'll explain that. Oh, in my office, I told everyone that I was stepping down.
So here's what makes her borderline like psychopath when she does these things. She has a burst of, this is going to be hilarious, writes an email on Saturday morning to the entire clinic stating that after the results of a recent employee survey, which, fun fact, she hasn't even read. She has no idea what the results are.
I have now.
Well, you have now, but you didn't know when you wrote this, you said. She sent out an email saying she had read it. And based on the feedback, she feels it's best if she steps away. Only, what was it? Only one person had good feedback or something like that?
About me, yeah.
About her specifically. So she felt it was best for her to step away from the clinic and appoint old Minty Oreo lover here to go. So I was to take over the clinic and then just hit send. And like a psychopath, didn't check her email for the rest of the weekend until I started getting texts from employees going, hey, what's going on? How's Caroline doing? Yeah, she's fine. Again, I don't know that this has happened. I have no clue because I haven't checked that email account. So I had no idea she had basically resigned and appointed me her successor because it was funny Saturday morning.
It's funny.
And then you didn't even send a compassionate response. You're just like, hey, for those of you that didn't pick up that it was a joke, it was April Fool's. And that was it.
Should I put something compassionate?
Well, I think for some of your poor students, it might have helped their heart rate come down a little bit.
Yeah, I feel bad about that.
Do you, though?
I love Jamie's. I hope this is an April Fool's because otherwise I'm going to bawl my eyes out. So some of them are like, oh my gosh, please tell me it's April Fool's. Some were in total spinny panic.
And some were just like, hey, vaya con Dios.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
So it was interesting, but I maybe should have. I meant to put HAF somewhere in there, like Happy April Fools in there, but I did not. So yeah, I just assumed other people. And I asked my class today, I'm like, did anyone do April Fools? I'm like, that's a thing. People do that. I'm like, yeah, but I guess not.
Yeah, I never did it done as a kid. Willow loves it. She eats it up. She thinks it's hilarious to do that stuff with you.
Mm-hmm. I've done so many over the years. Some of them have been more traumatizing than others.
100%.
The bird under the bowl. But what I was going to say, though, was at teachers' convention, because I do in some of my talks, I talk about how I'm a prankster. And in my teachers' convention, the best ones, and I feel bad because I'm so lucky my dad hasn't had a heart attack, but the best ones are like when it looks like I'm dying or have like my leg. The one where it looks like a bone sticking out of my leg. So I'm a bit of a prankster, but so they see that and I've shown them pictures of some of the ones where I'm like full of blood. And so they're like, please come to our school and do a prank. Like, come do a talk. We want you to do a talk, but also pull a prank. So yeah, that's
crazy.
The prankster side of me.
Yeah.
Anywho.
We have a very serious topic.
Okay.
You kind of already know what it is. So this is a little...
Oh. I don't feel like I do. Well, right now I have no idea.
You will when I ask you the question.
Okay.
What do you think helps raise healthy kids? What activity that parents can do more on the father's side to help raise healthy, well-adjusted kids?
What can fathers do?
Yeah. What is one thing that research is now finding helps raise really well-balanced and healthy kids?
You have a very specific answer because I've got a gazillion things.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it. Hey, your answer.
Well, I'll tell you what's definitely not, which is going to impede everything.
The marijuana?
So I would just say, don't let your kids have screens, unlimited access to screens. Right there, you're already going to do yourself and your kids a humongous favor.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. What else? I want to hear your whole list and then I'll tell you the answer.
Of all the things that
you think
just dads.
Primarily dads. I think moms can participate, but they don't really get the credit for it.
Now I'm really curious as to what you're going to say.
And as soon as I tell you, you're going to be angry because you already have heard it and you're going to be like, that's so stupid. Continue with your list.
Okay. So for fathers, so healthy meaning like emotionally, socially,
well-adjusted kids.
Well-adjusted. Okay.
Yeah.
So dads being strong in their emotional literacy and emotional vulnerability and modeling, I think is very important for their children.
So what would that look like?
Just role modeling like, oh, I'm really frustrated right now, or oh, I'm really sad right now. Being able to vocalize, because kids think, and especially dads, but moms too, but kids think that we are never scared, that we are never sad, that we are never hurt. Yeah. We never talk about those things. So I think being able to model that kind of stuff is really important. But the number one key thing is effective communication, everything that I talk about, right? Being able to validate their kids' feelings and help them get into the problem solving mindset, them not problem solving, but being able to validate, be supportive on the one hand, but then the confidence that I know my kiddos can figure it out on the other hand. I would say for all parents, if you can master that effective communication, you will never have a problem with your kids.
Not a single problem.
Not anything insurmountable, because you'll know how to figure it out and problem solve your way through it. That collaborative sort of problem solving with your kids, you can work through everything and anything.
So is that like a parent of the year guarantee?
Yeah.
Like 100% money back.
I will say yes. And that's what I tell parents. If you come to me, if you can master this piece, you will never need to see me again for anything. We might be talking right now about getting your kid to bed. We might be talking right now about getting your kid to school, or, screen time, or whatever content of the moment is. But if you can master that effective communication, it doesn't matter what it is, it being whatever situation. Yeah. That's it. That's the crux of everything.
So on that note, How would you rate yourself and your illustrious partner in doing that?
Okay. So me,
I'm about to get burned.
With other people's kids, I am phenomenal. I am like the pinnacle effective communicator. Like 1,001 out of 10.
Right. So bring it on home. What do you think in your own kitchen your rating would be?
5.
Well, that's harsh.
Yeah.
You're being harsh on yourself.
I think I am good some of the time. Definitely not all the time. I have a lot of room to grow.
I think so.
And I want to say that because I do tell parents that it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm an expert and I'm great with everybody else. But when it comes, I understand at the end of the day, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when your kid's going on and on, like I get how hard it is.
I think you're being overly harsh on yourself. But I think what you've improved on a lot, I would say in the past couple of years, especially, because I know it's been something you've been trying to be very good about, right? Like leave work at home, leave stress at home. If it's one of those bad days, don't let it roll. Like I know that's something. You're very good that in the moment, if you find you're not doing it, like you're pissed or you shut down or you just need a few minutes, you'll always come back and readdress it. Mm-hmm. You don't let it lie.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. It's a pretty severe reaction for you to be like, I no longer want to interact with my children ever again. I'm just going to go to my room. So I think 5 might be maybe in the moment, because I think you're better at it than you're giving yourself credit for, right? Because you will always circle back, and you will, sometimes the girls open up the conversation, but you'll always explain.
I think my lower number is because if they're coming to me with something, I think I'm pretty good
100%.
At responding to them. Pretty good. Yeah. I think why I gave myself a lower one is because I do get annoyed if chores aren't done, for example. Right. And so that's where I'm not using the effective communication. It's just like, come on, I've told you a million times, right? That's not being effective in the communication.
So that's a great example, because I came to you in the past week or so when our children were out of earshot, mm-hmm. which is the perfect time, parents, to shit talk your kids, is when they're out of the room. Sorry, I'm gonna not swear this time. Sorry, poo talk your kids.
It's too late. It's now explicit content, which like lowers our ratings.
I know,
to like 2 instead of 3.
Your mouth smacks. But no, I went off on how I was done.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it in previous episodes, and it's just not gotten better, right? Every day we're not heavy-handed, right? No. We don't have a laundry list of things. We don't have punishments if things don't usually happen. We always try and work it through.
And Willow's commented on that. Yeah. Like she said just the other day that she's so grateful for us because we're not mean. Like we're listeners and we don't lay down the punishment. But anyway,
go
on.
Parents of you. Okay, so but I was pissed, and I knew I was talking to you, and I was deliberately venting because I knew had I tried to broach the topic with the kids, it would have went really badly. They would have been defensive or whatever, and I just needed to get off my chest. But the thing where I'm getting to this is you were very good at very quickly picking it up and taking the conversation on my behalf, right? The next time we had the girls with us for dinner, you brought it up. you framed it from what I had brought forward as my frustration in a much better way to get the conversation going. Hey, we're thinking of doing this. How do you want to proceed? And it has been okay since then, right? I wouldn't say it's 100% fantastic, but that's, I think, where you're very, very good, right? In reading the situation and knowing when I'm going to be an idiot and position it wrong. And it's better for you just to take it over and vice versa. And then again, like I said, coming back and revisiting it after you've had a chance to kind of breathe and kind of focus on what you want out of the situation. So I think 5, I wouldn't have rated you.
Okay. What would you have rated me?
Solid 5.3, solid 5.4. No, I wouldn't. I think on your bad days, everybody's low, right? Like, I don't think that's unique to you, right?
Yeah.
I honestly, on a low, I wouldn't have put you lower than a 6, because I think when you're engaged, you're so close to 10. Yeah. Right. So I don't think you're 50-50, right? Like, I don't think you're amazing.
That's true. That's
true.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing. I'd say like, if you were to, on one of those days where you firebomb the kids and leave the room, yeah, that's probably a 6. Maybe that wasn't the way to do it. But anyways, that was one thing. What else do you feel on your list besides effective communication?
Well, that's the number one thing.
I know. I want to hear the rest of your list. It could be a 2-thing list. It doesn't need to be long.
To promote.
Yes. To help raise healthy, well-adjusted kids. And I mean mental, emotional, smart kids.
Is physical on there too?
Nope. That's why in every explanation, I've not used the word physical.
Okay, but you're like...
I'm indicating
brain stuff.
And emotional. Put it into my heart.
Parents can do. I feel like now you're leading me somewhere here.
Yeah, no, I want you to give me your list, because at the end of it, when I say what I'm referring to, you'll have given all this really good information, and then I'll give you my answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought you were trying to like get
No, I'm not trying to put you in a corner.
Okay. Well, so it really comes down to our modeling all of the healthy things. And so when I look at healthy development, what does that mean? I've talked about sort of the developmental tasks that we want our kids to do. So there's those sort of daily things, right? To help their cognitive, like literacy is important, reading 30 minutes a day, right? So modeling that, encouraging that. Yep. And we are good at that. We do cuddles and reading.
Almost daily.
I mean, the goblin under the stairs is in her room constantly just reading. Anyway, that's our teenager.
We think she honestly could be like uploading pipe bomb plans to the interweb for all we know. We've really got hands off since she went downstairs.
No, I every so often like barge into her room. Mom.
See, I would.
It was changing.
That's my fear. I don't need to bust the door open.
She always says that, but every single time she's been in bed with a book tucked under her covers.
She is such a grandma.
Yeah. So that's her, but we read every night with Willow, with the little one still. The physical activity piece is still important every day for mental health as well, not just physical health. Doing creative things. You're not into that as much, but when you do, you're such a good artist.
I just find it always falls when I'm doing something else, right? Like the opportunities for you guys to sit and draw happen when I'm running an errand to the dump and the kid comes up bored going, hey, do you want to draw? Because there's nothing else to do. And so I miss it.
Right.
I'll do it anytime I'm around. Like, I'm cool with that.
Well, we can do. I've got my 365 pictures for the year that I got 2 Christmases ago.
100%.
And I'm still only on like picture 50, but that's okay. I draw other things. So doing those. So it's really like looking at those things and modeling them and encouraging them. So it's about creating the environment and modeling those behaviors, whatever's important for families. So I think that that's important. Having fun is really important. Play, so important. And I think it's good. I think I've talked about this in the past. I remember a couple of times moms have brought their kids in and complaining about dad who's wrestling with, the girls and it's inappropriate. I'm like, no, it's not. It's fantastic. Self-regulation and all of those kinds of things are really important. I feel like you're going to say something about music. Maybe, I don't know. No. Okay.
Don't try and think of what I'm going to say. You give me the list that you think, and that could be it. Like, it doesn't, I'm trying to lead you anywhere.
Well, when I look at my pyramid of resilience,
Mm-hmm.
I look at the base is the environment, right? So creating an environment to help our kids be successful, to explore their interests, to do those developmental tasks, all of those things. The next piece of the pyramid up is our connections. And that's where effective communication, our responses, all of those kinds of things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go into, I mean, there's other pieces, but then we can start looking at the kids' skills. And that's where we're looking at promoting independence. What are we doing for our kids that they could be doing for themselves, kind of thing, right? So in inviting them to take on more responsibility. I mean, like Maya's been fantastic. Her bank account's been hacked a couple of times now. I don't know if we've talked about that yet.
I might have mentioned the first time. The second time only just happened. So.
Yeah. So it's her bank account's been hacked into again. It was Apple Pay, everybody. That's what it was. But all of her money drained, but she immediately got on it and figured it out.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and even today, like I had her going to the bank and putting in checks to the bank and cooking meals, just learning all of those types of things for independence. She's been looking at flights. She's actually now on this whole want to fly to concert kick. So she's flying like low flights and stuff. But yeah, I think those are kind of the most important things.
All right.
Off the top of my head, I'm sure there are more things, but I would say if we're going to focus on two, it's firm boundaries around screens and then effective communication. So what's your big reveal?
It's something, and it's something close to my heart, and it does fall in the communication category. Mm-hmm. But according to a researcher out of the States at Aarhus University's Cognitive and Behavior Lab, in the United Kingdom, they just published that dad jokes are good. Are good for helping with the development because when they embarrass their kids with corny jokes, it teaches them how to overcome awkward moments as they grow up.
Yeah.
So putting them in that position. And I think the reason why this article made me laugh is I think it extends beyond just corny jokes because we go out of our way to create awkward situations for our kids all the time. Like when
that's part of my resilience.
I know. And as soon as you did the pyramid, I'm like, yeah, okay, she's just missing the specific.
That is part of it because I'm always talking. Our kids have to be so good at tolerating rejection and disappointment and awkwardness. And, they have to experience all of those things. It's so important. Anyway,
yes.
I interrupted you.
No, that's fine. So it's, and I think for you and I, it's always been a part of it. Like the dad jokes, Willow loves corny jokes now. So I don't know that it makes her feel awkward.
So does Maya.
But the awkward situations that we create for them, I think fall in line with that as well. Like we've joked around about it before, about yelling stuff when they take the ice, right? Like yell just how much we love them, or and they would get so embarrassed, right? Or just yell stuff as they were walking into school or whatever, right?
Or that elf, we should post the link. I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's right. The dad that dressed up as Buddy the Elf. And it's so...
And went to her school, the high school.
There's a great one. There's a great one where an older sibling was picking up their sister or brother or something and rolled up with just awful, like early 2000s kind of hip hop dance and cranked. And the girl the kid is just staring at them as they walk up. But the thing that made me laugh the most about it wasn't the kid's reaction, is that there was a group of kids standing watching this that started laughing and then started dancing to the song as the kid was getting in. And that's, to me, the kind of, when I was reading this article, that was what kind of came to mind, is every one of those kids handled it perfectly, right? The embarrassed kid was laughing as they were coming to the car going, "What are you doing?" And they weren't so embarrassed that they were going to die. But the other kids thought the ridiculousness of it was funny enough to participate, right? And so to me, it's stuff like that it's funny. Some of my most favorite memories growing up with friends, work friends, otherwise, are those stupid things that happen. And I never would have thought of them as helping kids grow up. But at the end of the day, yeah, like for me to be like, there was a friend of mine, Rich, this is back when I used to smoke, way back in the day when I was super cool. I would go at lunch, he would just come with me and I would go buy smokes, and he's a slender dude, right? And without me noticing, he would stand behind me as I was about to start interacting with the cashier. And as soon as the cashier looked away, he would say things like, "What do you think of my blue shirt?" And they can't see him. They can just see me. So like the cashier would look up and go, "Yeah, shirt's good." And then they'd look down and he'd immediately go, "Busy day?" And I'd be like, and I'd have to sit there like I'm saying this stuff. And it progressed to the point where he was trying to ask people out. And without them ever knowing it was like, and I finally put a stop to it when he tried to get me a date with a dude. I'm like, okay, I'm not like, I don't want to date this dude. But I see how many people, younger and otherwise, don't have the ability to laugh at themselves, right? And the awkward situations make them angry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a wasted opportunity, because a lot of my most cherished memories are of stupid things, right? And being embarrassed, being the one that was the butt of the joke because it was in good health. And so when I read this, I was really happy to hear that not only is it endlessly fun to do to your kids, it does prepare them in a way that I thought was pretty good. So,
and I do that all the time.
Oh, totally.
Like Maya comes to me to parent teacher interviews just so that she can monitor what I say. And the first one last year, like I went skipping into her bio teacher's class singing a song.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Space Jam one or whatever. Because we did a podcast episode here. Oh, it was just last term podcast up and I was singing it. And so then I was singing it there. And just the past ones too. I'm skipping around. She's like, no, thank you. But she's funny too. She lays down really awful jokes. Oh. Did you see her ones today?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. And I love her friends' reactions because they're just shaking their head too. So she's doing a fundraiser because she's on a traveling team for Ringette. A couple of, and so for her, one of them, they have to sell flowers. And so she wrote a text to her uncle who's just moved into a new house saying, hey, I'm really thinking about you, something along these lines. Like, I'm thinking about you. And I know that you've just moved into your new house, which is super exciting. You just want to make sure that you don't have the ugliest garden on the block. So I'm here. Your loving niece is here to help you, with these flowers. And so she took a picture of that and sent it to her friends. Like, aren't I the best salesperson in the universe trying to sell these flowers? And they were like, those are ugly. Like, they were just totally cutting her down. Like, you are awful and those are ugly flowers and I would never pay for anything. And then they're like, what do you think of that? Or something like that. And I wish I knew exactly. I wish I could see it now. But she said something along the lines of, well, what will fix a really shitty attitude, since we've already swore, it'll fix a shitty attitude, beautiful flowers. And then she resent the flower thing to them again. Yeah. Like, it was just awesome. That kind of stuff. It's funny. And she does dad jokes all the time and her friends will fall for it. And then they're kicking themselves like, Yeah,
she just did one that one of her friends really fell for. I can't remember what it was.
Was it the knock knock?
Yeah.
It was
keep an idiot in suspense.
Oh, that was one of them.
Yeah.
But the other one too. Why the chicken crossed the road?
I don't know.
To go to the idiot's house. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Something like that. And then it's the idiot. Yeah. And her friend fell for it. I ruined it. I'm the ruiner of jokes. But yeah, no, I agree. I actually think, I don't know if it's the number one thing.
No, and it doesn't frame it as the number one thing.
After effective communication, though, I would say absolutely. Our kids need to have so many experiences of awkwardness and embarrassment. That is like the crux of their resilience.
Check and check.
Yeah.
That was it. That was my gotcha.
Do you have any good dad jokes to share?
Not really.
Yeah. I'm more embarrassing, like the dressing up, cranking music, skipping, calling.
Mine's all
singing.
situational, right? Like, I don't think a corny dad joke out. I think like
we do lots of teasing though. Like, we cut each other
a lot.
And
I'm not gonna lie, they've crossed the line a few times. Because there's no way I'm as ugly as everybody says I am. You were particularly harsh recently.
What? I didn't. I said you look like your brother.
No. Fact. That wasn't it. It was, what? I'm only cute when I have a ball cap and my hoodie on. And am I essentially saying if I cover my face, I'm good looking?
That was your perception. That is not at all what I said.
Little one was going, yeah, she's got a point. Yeah, that's true. I'm like, shut up.
No. The hoodie down. hat on, hoodie down, see your full face. Anyway.
No, for me, it's more situational that I like, Maya and I have I don't know if I've ever told this story. Maya and I have a little indent. Like I have a scar, which is an indent on my forehead from when I was a kid. And as a kid, she had one similarly, which was kind of odd. And she asked, why do you and I have it, but mommy doesn't have it? And a good parent would have said, oh, it's just a coincidence or it's like a birthmark. I took a different path and I told her it was the scar from where the doctor fills your head with brains. So when you're a kid, you're a baby, your parents, so bad. Your parents get asked how many brains to put in the kid's head. And then they have a little gun and it shoots the brains in, and that's the remnants of it. And she thought about it, and that was an acceptable answer. And I read her story, and she went to bed, and I got in trouble several days later after she came to you and asked where the hole in your head was for your brains. And why didn't you have a brain scar, mommy? And I was in trouble because that wasn't great.
And that's my biggest tease of her, is when I catch her in being really naive about something. And there was something recently and she's like, stop. But it is like that sort of embarrassment thing too. She knows though we're teasing, but
we do
tease her.
We did have to teach her that because there was a bit of time there with, I think she got a little bent out of shape, but Willow doesn't care. She just, again, calls me ugly and moves on.
Like not believing that hot dog stands are a real thing, that they're only in movies. Uniforms. There was something recently though. She's like,
we were just teasing. Yeah, I remember there was something recent that just happened, but we were reminiscing about perhaps the all-time greatest, which was the helmet camping incident.
Oh my gosh.
So funny. Really quickly, this is awful parenting.
No, it's fantastic parenting.
So we went camping at Chinook Lake down southern Alberta. Beautiful, beautiful place. But it was during a lot of forest fires. It was awful. So there's helicopters everywhere. They were coming into Chinook Lake and filling up. They were going to lakes near us, to the rivers, wherever they can get water. They were flying, and they were flying constantly. So the kids were little. Like we had just gotten the puppies. So Willow would have been 6, maybe 7, right? Like it was. Mm-hmm. She wasn't super old. She was on a bike and she was pedaling around. Mm-hmm. And I informed the kids.
So Maya would have been like 10, 11.
Yeah, she would have been a Pickle's age now. And I was setting the camper up. So I was getting everything set up and brought outside, and I was bringing out their bikes with their helmets. And I happened to be holding their helmets as they came toddling around the corner and decided to interact. What are you doing with their helmets, Dad? And again, a good parent would be like, oh, I'm just getting stuff set up. Kiddo, what are you up to? My decision was to say, well, I had to dig them out because we just heard on the radio that kids need to wear helmets at all times when they're outside, because these helicopters flying around, debris might fall, and they don't want kids getting hit in the head. So my children, like good little citizens, Willow was a bit skeptical, but still went along with it.
Not immediately.
Yeah, no, she put it on for the first, and they spent a good solid hours walking around with their helmets on. And it wasn't until Willow realized no other kids had helmets on that
so the little one.
Yeah, she's like, Dad, you're lying. I'm like, well, I'm not lying. Well, why doesn't anybody else have it? I said, maybe their parents didn't hear the radio. I'll tell them later. No, she wasn't having it.
She came to me. She's like, this is BS. And literally swore, like, this is BS. Daddy's lying.
Yeah, Daddy's lying. I'm taking it off. And Maya wanted to believe that it was BS.
She wasn't there. She wasn't there yet for the
No, but when she realized that Willow wasn't wearing it, she was starting to...
Hours later.
Her resolution was cracking a little bit, but she kept on. She kept on wearing that helmet, even though it was uncomfortable. And to this day, I'm pretty sure she hates me for that. But man, that was hilarious.
But
watching those kids walk around with their helmets on.
And it was like later on, she's kind of looking like, is this a real thing? But scared to take it off just in case it was a real thing.
How awful would it have been if they'd taken their helmets off and by some fluke,
I know,
something fell from the sky?
Yeah.
God, they'd never leave the house without a helmet.
That's good stuff.
That's it. Right.
Thank you.
Later.
Good day.